guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Brie, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how you can access and use custom layouts for your Nintendo DS emulator. So before I begin, I just want to say if you do celebrate Christmas, then I hope you enjoy the festivities. Even if you don't, just enjoy your holiday as well as your time off. So, I mean, in my case, I don't really celebrate Christmas, obviously, but I have time off work and I won't be returning until the new year. So before I begin, I just want to say that I do not have the Drastic DS emulator anymore. So recently, a few weeks back, I changed my phone and I got the S25 Ultra instead. So because I changed my phone, I was having some issues with accessing my save files for my DS games, so I more or less downloaded a new DS emulator and I had to obviously start again. So of course I am going to explain all of the tools that you will require for this process, and there will be links in the description for the emulator I now use, as well as the site where I get the custom layouts from. The process is quite straightforward, but as always, if you have any questions or you're stuck on anything, please feel free to leave a comment, and of course I will try my best to get back to you. Now, in order for this process to work, you will require a phone that has Android operating systems, if that makes sense. So anything like a Samsung or, I don't know, a Google Pixel or something that operates with the Android software is more or less supported. So the emulator that I use is of course Melon DS. So if I click on one of my games, this is the current layout that I'm using at the moment, which is the Hello Kitty layout featured for the Nintendo DS. Of course, I had to configure the buttons to get the layout to work the way that I wanted it to, and this is currently what it looks like. So this is an example of what happens when you play Tamagotchi Collection on this particular emulator, and as you already know, I used the English patch, which wasn't quite fully translated because this game is only released in Japan. So if I were to purchase a physical copy for my 3DS, it wouldn't be compatible because my 3DS is European. So now that I've shown you the layout, I am basically going to show you how to get it. So besides your emulator, which in this case is Melon DS, you will also require the Samsung Internet app or any other internet app that supports downloading files, and then of course you will need an app like My Files, which you can basically use to extract the zip folder. So without further ado, let's begin the process. So first off, if you haven't done so already, you will need to go into the Google Play Store and you will need to install Melon DS, which is the emulator that's required. Melon DS is free for Android phones, so there's no need to use a credit or debit card to purchase it. So once you've installed Melon DS and it appears in your folder or your app drawer or whatever, of course, obviously you will have all your DS games loaded. So if you already have an existing folder, then of course all you will really have to do is sort of make sure you organize the directory. So in order to do so, you will just need to, sorry, it's doing something. So in order for you to basically get your directory arranged, if that makes sense, you would just need to go into your settings, you will need to go into ROMs, and then you would basically pick the folder for your directory. So in my case, this is the folder I use, which is called DS ROMs. So every time I download ROMs, I basically extract them and stick them in this specific folder. Of course, in terms of how you get ROMs, there are two particular sites I often use, either rowroms.com, which will also be linked in the description, or Vimslayer, which is where I get a lot of emulated games actually, because I've recently found some obscure PlayStation 1 titles and some Wii titles. So if you haven't watched some of my videos, I do like to cover obscure games or unused content. So recently with the Wii Party series as an example, I now have the Japanese and the Korean ROMs because there's a region locked game in there called Quick Draw. So that's basically, you know, where I get all my ROMs and how I more or less download them. So going back into the actual app drawer and such, once you've got Melon DS installed, you will need to then go into your internet app. So I use Samsung Internet, and this is the website where I get my custom layouts from. So the website is called Ko-fi. So of course, again, this is where you have like donations and such sent to you if you have an account. So I do have a Ko-fi, so if you'd like to support my channel, you can feel free to tip or buy things from my shop if you want. There's no pressure. So this is the user that does the layouts, Sweet Akito. So again, I will be putting a link in the description. So using the link that's in the description, of course, you will go to this website, and then of course you go into the user's gallery or posts or shop. I think it's shop. Yep, it's shop. You go to skins, and then you can basically just go through all of the various options that are on offer. So this is one of the main layouts I use, as mentioned, which is the Hello Kitty one. And then of course you can browse other ones. So I have the Sugar Bunnies one. There's also additional options for Game Boy Advance, and then you've got Precure and Docomo and Star Sketch. So I'm going to download the Star Sketch one. So it's a very simple process for downloading. So what you do is you put in your tip or whatever. You're not really required to put one in. And then of course you can continue as a guest. So basically what you do is once you have selected the item you would like to get, you just put in your email address, you put in the display name, and then you press checkout now. So once you've pressed checkout now, your content will be ready for download. So you press view content, you press download, and then the content will download for you. And then of course the next step is to open your file. So you will then need to go into My Files, you will go into Downloads, and then as you can see here, you have your file in zip format. So what you will need to do in this case is click to extract. So all you need to extract is the PNG. You don't need to extract any other file besides that. So you just press to confirm, press extract, and then this is what you will get in your folder. So this is what the layout looks like, and of course you can sort of modify the size of the screen and everything in Melon DS. So once you have your custom layout, what you will need to do is go back into Melon DS, and then you see here where you have these 3 dots on the top right. You just have to basically go to that, settings, input, then layouts. And then on the top right, you have your plus button. So you just need to click on that, and then you will need to press menu, background, and then you will need to press background again. And once you've done that, you press this plus button on the bottom right corner, and then you will need to go into your images, and then you will need to find the layout. So the one that I have downloaded is the Star Sketch one. So you just click on that. You don't have to change the name, but if you want to, you can, and then you press OK. So now that you've done this, you will basically need to select your background, press OK again, And this is how the background comes up on the emulator. So now that your background's come up, basically what you can do is just customize and map your buttons. So as you can see, what I'm basically doing is resizing the buttons as desired. I usually try to keep certain ones the same size, if that makes sense. So like with the actual directions on your little joystick, I like to have it the same size purely for consistency. So it is a little difficult sometimes to get it consistent, but once you have mapped your buttons as desired, then obviously you will then be able to play your games. But like I said, it can be a little bit fiddly resizing. It does take quite some time because I'm one of those people that is very, you know, I don't know if specific is the right term, but basically I'm very specific with how I like things to be laid out, if that makes sense. So right now I'm just kind of finishing the process of remapping and resizing the buttons and just placing them in the correct areas as desired. So I think I'm just going to place this here, just like in the corner. I'm going to do the same thing here as well. So I'm just trying to align everything as best as I can because I just want to make sure that everything is sort of consistent. So we're just going to place these right here, and I'm going to just resize these. I'm probably going to move these around as well, just to center everything again as best as I can. And then of course we have the actual screens. So what I'm trying to do with the screen is I'm trying to just make sure that it's aligned properly. Now there is a chance that certain images might, I guess, go over the screen, if that makes sense. So that is to be expected, I suppose. But I think there should be an option where you can use the menu to basically, you know, just try to, I guess, overlay certain things. I'm not really sure because I haven't exactly tried it for myself. So I'm just finalizing the layout. I'm just trying to resize the screen to size 895. And I think this looks okay now. I'm just kind of trying to position it. I think this actually looks okay now. So we're gonna go back to the menu, and once you've aligned everything the way you want, you just press save and exit, and you can rename your layout as desired, and then you just press OK. And once that's done, sorry, my S Pen seems to think I want to write when I don't. You just select your layout, you go back, and then of course you can now test it. So this is what the layout looks like. It's not 100% perfect, but I tried my best. Although actually I think what I'm gonna do is just quickly just change something because I'm not really happy with the positioning of the screen, but you do have the option to basically just change things if you want. So if you want to do that, you just press your options where the layout is, press edit, and then as desired, like what I'm doing right now, you can sort of just change the positioning. So I'm probably going to resize the screen, I'm not sure, but I think maybe 898 is probably a better size, I guess. So I'm just gonna kind of, I guess, try to resize the screen as much as I can. Or maybe 900 is a good size. I think 900 would probably be a good size here. So I'm just going to change it here because, again, I just want everything to be consistent. Okay, so this actually looks a lot better now. So what I'm going to do, sorry, wait, let me just fix that. Okay, so now that everything is finally done, you just have to go back to the menu, save and exit, and then you just go back and you've got your game library here. And then, as you can see, the layout actually looks a lot better. So this is what it looks like with the star sketch layout. And as you can see, the game that I have here is Tomodachi Collection. I was going to say Tomodachi Life, but I realised this is Collection. This is actually one of my favourite games to play on the Nintendo DS. So the layout, like I said, does look a lot better now. Obviously, I had to restart the game because, as I mentioned, I was having problems getting the save file up. So this is why certain items are locked at the moment. But this is how you get your custom layout for Melon DS. I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and I hope that everything makes sense. I'm not really good at explaining things because 1, I don't have a script most of the time, and 2, I get very nervous when talking in front of a camera. But like I said, if you have any questions or anything, just feel free to put a comment, and of course let me know if you've tried this for yourself and whether it works. I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas. Well, I hope everyone enjoys their Christmas and their celebrations. If you have time off work, then just use it to relax. If not, then hopefully you get some weekends or something, because I know certain people in certain industries like care or retail, for example, sadly don't get time off because this is the busiest period. But anyway, I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.